look at a demo involving the JSON mutation format. We look at how Dgraph infers some of the data types based on data passed to it through a mutation. So let's get started. So we'll start a fresh Dgraph instance. So while that is starting, let's now go and mutate. So here's some of the data that we are going to send in, and let's review this data, and then we will go and see how the fields are created. If we go to the schema tab right now, you'll see that it's completely empty. So there is no schema right now. So let's send some data. So we've got a few nodes going in here. So I'll just take you through them. Here's a UID with a blank node. The name is Diggy. There's a food attribute with the value pizza. There's an age attribute, which is the number 4. There's a cost attribute, which looks to be float. Active is Boolean. Date of birth looks like it's a date. There's a location attribute. And there are a couple of more which involve relations. So let's look at the relation attributes. Here's a country of origin where we want to say that this particular item is belonging to a country USA. So what we do here is we set up a UID link here with the blank node USA, and if you see, this blank node is described in detail here. Here are the friends of this particular item. So you've got 2 here. So the friends is created as an array. Please note the square brackets. And then there are the blank nodes for John and Jane, who are then declared as separate nodes here. Please note that the country of origin is a one-to-one relation, while the friends is a one-to-many relation. Great. Let's send this data in. Yes, looks like the data has been saved, and you can see that Diggy, the main item here, is of UID 1 with all the other supporting nodes also created. Let's now investigate the schema, and then finally we will query this data. So if you see the schema, let's start with the scalars. You'll see that the food is correctly created as a string, and the age is correctly created as an int. The cost is correctly created as a float, and active is created as a bool. However, the date of birth is created as a string. We can fix that. In this case, we can convert it to a date time and update it. Great. Now let's look at the other 2 predicates involved, which is a UID predicate. So friends, which we saw was a one-to-many predicate, is created as an array of UIDs, which is correct. You can see it's a list of UIDs here, while the country of origin is a one-to-one predicate, and it has been correctly created as a one-to-one predicate. Great. So this is all good now. We can now go and query. So let's go and query. Now let us query the data we just created. So we'll pass the correct UID here. And we've got the information about our main item here, Diggy, available. Let's look at the JSON. So we've got food formatted as pizza, date of birth is correctly formatted as a date time, this cost, active, all properly formatted. The country of origin also comes out as we had sent it as a 1:1 link, while friends is coming back as an array, and you can see the location as well. This exact data can be viewed in the graph here. Finally, since we've passed the location, and this location happens to be in San Francisco, if we go and check the geo tab, we'll see the data pointing to San Francisco. Right? Thank you.